Hi, how's it going? I just finished a reading, finished four readings today, four late readings on Empress Justice Tarot. So I'm just like uploading those now. If you want to go check those out on Empress Justice Tarot Instagram, you can do that. It's probably going to be on Empress Justice Facebook as well, Empress Justice Tarot Facebook. So if you want to go ahead and check those out, you can do so. Um, I'm going to let my wings breathe. Um, Okay, so I need to clarify a few things from when I came home. I can't remember when I came home. Short-term memories fucked because of sleep deprivation. Um, I came home on the Wednesday, I believe. I came home a couple of days ago. Um, was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday. I came up a couple of days ago and it was late at night and I saw that the light was on. And because I was tired, I was getting all kinds of details wrong in my mind. My memory was all over the fucking place because that's usually what gang stalkers do. They engage in sleep deprivation. And then what they'll do from there is because there's brain damage associated with sleep deprivation and there's cognitive dysfunction associated with sleep deprivation, that's what they do. So I was kind of a little bit like getting my details a little bit wrong. First off, when it came to the dehumidifiers, I think that what I actually did, I can't remember if this is the case. I feel like because what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to go to London and then come back Monday for my washing machine to be fixed. And so I think what I actually did was I left those dehumidifiers on when I left the house, right? So I left those things on because in my mind, I'm thinking, like, I'm going to be back Monday. Yeah, going to be back Monday. I'm not going to be gone that long. But then I get a text from the Indesit people and they said that the engineer was not going to be around until the 10th now. But I got that text when I was at my dad's, or at least that's how I remember it. I remember getting that text while I'm at my dad's house saying that instead of coming Monday, the engineers for the washing machine, which is broken, would be coming on the 10th, which was yesterday. Yeah. So what I decided to do is I decided to stay a few extra days because I was in London to see family. I was in London for a family visit and I've talked about my family online and, nothing's changed there. But this is the thing. When it comes to gang stalking, the only way out for me as a person is through the situation. So as much as I do suspect some of my family members being involved in gang stalking, um, as much as I do suspect some of them, I still go down and I still visit and I still show my face. Not just because I love them, because I do, but just because, I still have to get on with life. It's like with gang stalking, you're leading like about two or three lives, right? Like that's one of my lives that I have to get on with, even though I'm going through gang stalking underneath it all. So I went to see my family, went for a family event, and everything was okay. The gang stalkers were gang stalkering. It didn't really bother me that much. But then when I got her, and I have to admit, like, it seemed like my dad's upstairs neighbors weren't there. And it seemed like my dad's next door neighbors were like especially very quiet. So, more quiet than usual. So, like I didn't get too much trouble with the gang stalking at my dad's flat. Not too much trouble there. Got attacked a lot, got attacked in the heart. Got attacked in the heart, got attacked in the back as well. But nothing too crazy in London, nothing too crazy in Halston, right? Um, anyway, spent a few days in London. And then what happened when I came back was I saw the fucking light on when I came back. from London. I saw that fucking light on and I'm like, why is the fucking light on? This is why the light was on. It was because somebody had been in the flat. Okay. That's why the light was on. Because the way my lights work is that, you know, that at one point I was flicking the switches on and off. And even without disturbances from upstairs, even without that, that light bulb was not coming on. I checked the circuit breakers at one point. When it came to that light bulb, that light wasn't turning, it was not turning on, right? I checked the circuit breakers. And there was, even without disturbance from upstairs, I checked the circuit breakers. The light was not turning on. I must have flipped that switch dozens of times in the entire time I've been in this flat. And there are times where I'm in this flat for weeks at a time. So you mean to tell me for weeks at a time, that light bulb is off. But when I come back, not only is the light bulb working completely normally, but like there's light in a light bulb. That light bulb was switched. There's no way that light bulb wasn't switched, because how the fuck is it turning on after weeks of not being able to work? That shit don't make no sense. And I didn't change the light bulb. That's how I knew somebody had been in my house. And that's how I knew that something was amiss. Because there's no way after weeks of me flipping the switch on and off, it's just going to turn on like that. That's ridiculous. And that light bulb looks new. So that's how I knew somebody had been in my flat, because like there's no way, like that light is on. That light was on. So yeah, somebody had definitely been in the flat. Yeah, somebody had definitely been in there. So that's how I knew. And when it came to me talking about, when it came to me talking about how the light bulb was changed from one place to the other, I got that detail wrong as well. Because what actually happened was that the last time the police officers were here, and the fire, it wasn't the police officers, it was the fire engine people. Yeah. Was the firemen that came into the flat. And they are the ones who took that light bulb from my passage. I remember it clearly now. They took that light bulb from my passage and put it into my bedroom, but I'd got that in the wrong order. I talked about how that light bulb from the bedroom was put in my passage. That didn't happen. What happened was the light bulb from my passage went into the bedroom. So I'd had that light bulb. I can't even remember how long ago that was. That was ages ago that I had that light bulb. Ages. Do you mean to tell me I had a light bulb for that long, which shut out months ago, shut off months ago? Then when I come back, that light's fucking on? No. No. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Somebody had been in the house. But once again, I'm not about to call the police and have them try to weaponize this situation against me. I'm not going to have that, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to weaponize safeguarding as a form of control. There are other people online who have also talked about their experiences with being trafficked by emergency services. I'm going to upload a video. And it affects the Black community more so than anyone else, unfortunately. So I'm going to upload a video that I'd seen of like safeguarding being used as shorthand for trafficking and control. So that's why I'm not trying to call the police. I'm not trying to do all that. Because at the end of the day, they're just going to do the same thing of saying, oh, well, it could be the paranoid schizophrenic delusion. Of like these motherfuckers will literally throw the delusion line out there, even when there's evidence. So no, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to give them the satisfaction of being able to say that shit. Yeah. Not going to give them the satisfaction. And when it comes to the gang stalking, there's something that I need to tell you guys about what's been going on with me. The Amazon delivery people, some of them have been instructed to deliberately knock loudly when they know I'm sleeping, right? Some of them have been instructed to deliberately knock loudly when I'm sleeping. There was one incident where I was walking in the street and I felt my heart slow down a little bit. There were two youths in front of me. One of them was white, the other was mixed race. I saw the mixed race person see me. And when they saw that, even though my heart was slowing down, but I wasn't slowing down, they got worried. They took one look at me and they went, oh shit. Yeah, because slowing down the heart, it was meant to slow me down. It was meant to cause cardiac arrest. And when these people knock loudly on the door, when they are knocking loudly at the door and deliberately trying to frighten me out of my sleep and cause heart palpitations, weapons are fired on my heart at the same time. So at the same time, my body is on high alert due to the cortisol. The gang stalkers that are in charge of the electronic weaponry, they fire weapons on my heart, right? The reason why this family here have been charged with like lowering their attempts at noise pollution and lowering their attempts at attempting to frighten me, the reason why they've been told to relax on that shit is because the gang stalkers are actually trying to frighten me to death. That's why they're doing all this. That's why they're worried that I'm not getting scared, because with the weapons being fired on my heart and with them knocking at the door loud as fucking possible and with people attempting to scare me and shake me awake out of my sleep, because, you know, waking somebody up that abruptly in the middle of REM sleep, it can cause heart problems. It can cause cardiac problems. So the sleep deprivation is not just about like brain damage and, you know, cognitive dysfunction and all that. It's also about literally giving you a heart attack, scaring you to death so that nobody's any the wiser about what happened. So basically, perps are tasked with tipping me over the edge and killing me, or at least getting me into hospital long enough where they can observe my vitals and they can observe how the torture has had an effect on my vitals, on my blood pressure, on my heart rate and all that, you know. So it's either to get me into hospital so that they can assess what's going on physically with the torture, or they're trying to kill me. It's one of those two things, probably both. Probably both. I feel like if they had their way, they would have both. They would kill me and get the vitals. You know, they get the vitals and then, like, you know, because everybody's scared out of their fucking wits, they'll probably kill me after. So that's basically what the gang stalkers are doing. The gang stalkers are attempting to do two things. You know, they're attempting to get my vitals in a hospital setting so that they can ascertain like the damage that has been done by the electronic weaponry and the psychological torture. They want to get my vitals, get my physical information so that they can ascertain the damage, ascertain whether or not my particular case is successful or as successful as they want it to be. Yeah. And also, like, they've done that over the years. They, like, even before I knew what gang stalking was, they've been doing that shit. So they wanted to do that, but they also, if they got to kill me, if they're able to kill me as well, it's another win for them, because at the moment they can't control me like that. They can't control me in the way that they want to be able to control me, because the way I work is I'm able to I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm either going to use my pain, use my humiliation, and use my, you know, use the attempted murder against me to enhance my life, or, you know, I'm going to use what's been done to me to, you know, to engage in higher things or for a higher purpose. Like, I'm going to take the pain that's been inflicted on me and all the flaws that I've developed as a person as a result. I'm going to take those things and I'm going to aim them towards a higher purpose, or I'm going to transmute the negativity that's aimed at me and I'm going to turn it into something that benefits me. And this is not something that like happened as a result of the gang stalking. This is just how I've always been as a person. I have been subject to so many things that I never wanted in my life, but I've been able to take those things and turn them into power, because it's not about the gang stalking. That's just who I am as a person. And if the gang stalkers were smart, they would have figured that out. Like, again, it's been decades. I've been gang stalked for decades. This is an intergenerational thing. My family has been gang stalked from the time they came into Windrush. That's from the time they came. Well, my parents didn't come over on Windrush. They came over by plane. But the moment my parents came to this country, they were most likely gang stalked. This shit is intergenerational. They should have known by now that I'm the type of bitch that's able to take negativity in her life and turn it into power. They should have known that by now, but they're not smart. They're not smart. They're just well-moneyed and they're lazy. They're just well-moneyed, well-manned and lazy as fuck. You've got perps who don't read the brief. You've got handlers who don't read the brief. You've got fucking gang stalker. You've got electronic torturers that don't read the brief, don't do what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to get a psychological profile of the targeted individual. There are some perps who are fucking lazy and don't do that, because all they're thinking about is being able to be their worst selves and in their mind get away with it. Only they're not getting away with it because they're slaves, essentially. Somebody like me, I'm like a step below that on the food chain. I'm livestock. I'm an experimental lab rat. Yeah. As a targeted individual, I'm an experimental lab rat. I'm livestock. I am the cave that people mine from, right? I am the diamonds, they come from the targeted individuals and the information that you get from the targeted individuals. The perps are the slaves. The perps are the ones who are being extracted for their labor. And not even for proper money, like for cheap shit. And it's getting cheaper and cheaper because the money isn't there. The money is dwindling. As more money goes towards wars that serve as false flags for something else, like, oh, fucking hell, like just the thought of people being murdered for show is sickening. But like the amount of money that's going into this World War III circus, because all the experimentation has already been pretty much done, the funding is not there. The funding's not there. And if it is there, it's creative intelligence services, it's corporations picking up the slack. Yeah. So the money isn't there. I know the money isn't there because with corporations, all they're thinking about is saving money. So I fucking know the money ain't there. So perps are fucking slaves. On top of being murderers, on top of being torturers, they're fucking slaves. The irony of these dickheads talking about me, talking about my family being slaves, and the whole time they're slaves over there. Because not only is their labor being extracted, they're also being tortured. They're being tortured on top of having to work for peanuts, having to murder people and torture people for peanuts. They're also being brain damaged. They're also being sleep deprived. They're also being hit with electronic weaponry and satellite weaponry and weaponized frequencies. And they're going through all of that just so they can piss in the punch bowl so that nobody else can have a drink. They're doing all of that just so that they can spite some dickhead that they don't know. All of that, you are willing to literally sign your own death warrant, put yourself into slavery so that you can feel better than someone else. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. It could not be. That's why I'm a targeted individual, because that shit could not be me in a million years. Not in a million years. And the gang stalkers tried. They tried to do this subtle little, oh, you're working for us now. No, I ain't. Working for who? Like, you bet, like, ain't no way. In order for me to work for any of these cunts, which would never happen anyway, I'd have to get a much better deal than what you're giving these people or what you're giving them people out there. Imagine having me murder somebody, sell my soul for fucking nothing. You're tripping. You are tripping. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. But yes, they're trying to get me into hospital to get my vitals. That's what the hospital visits are for. It's not just to discredit me. It's not just to discredit me. It's not just to incapacitate me. They have to monitor their torture and their trafficking and their murder. They have to monitor it, monitor my health to ascertain how effective their methods are when it comes to me. And it's the same with every targeted individual. But yeah, you couldn't fucking pay me. Or rather, like, you know, you could pay me, but you'd have to pay me a hell of a lot more than these people. And even then, I'd actually have to be dealing with real criminals, not innocent people. So not only would my price tag be much, much fucking higher, I'd have to be dealing with people who are actual scumbags. Cause ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way that I'm selling my fucking soul. Ain't no way. So, I think that's the gist of everything, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, so that's basically what's going on. That's basically what's happening. It's attempted murder. If you are in the middle of REM sleep and somebody's literally trying to wake you up with loud noises, and then you've got gang stalkers firing weapons at your heart to accelerate your heart rate, or like trying to increase your cortisol, they're literally killing you. They're literally killing you, and they're gonna swear up and down that they're not trying to get anyone killed. They're not trying. They're killing people. That's why. That's why they're not fucking trying. They're actually killing people. They're not fucking trying. They've actually done it. You know what I mean? It's just they want to do it slower so nobody's any the wiser. But then we got people being hung all over the place in America. So I know them frequency weapons are working over there. You got multiple black people being hung. You got fucking, you got crimes increasing everywhere. Not just hate crimes, but like all kinds of other crimes. And over here, we've got riots. Them frequency weapons are working a treat. Them weaponized frequencies are working a fucking treat. And it's all thanks to gang stalking. You couldn't pay me to be on the wrong side of history. There is no fucking way. I would rather, you know what? When these people successfully kill me, what's going to happen, right, is that they're going to talk about how mad I was. They're going to talk about how awful I was. They're going to paint me out to be the biggest villain on the planet. And that's if they don't completely ignore me or completely shut me down or make me quiet, right? It's not going to matter what people think, though. What's going to matter is what actually happened. There is no way I'm about to fucking leave this earth like a bitch. Because that's exactly how these perps are going out. Just going out sad. And all because they wanted the luxury to terrorize somebody that they didn't know. You're being paid peanuts. You're being enslaved, being tortured. And all so that you can have the luxury to harass someone else. Mm-mm. 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 Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Nope. Yeah. No, they've already murdered me technically. They've already done it. It's just a matter of like timing and, when it happens. But they've already murdered me. They've already murdered me. They've already done it. It's just a matter of timing now. And if I'm talking about this now, it might happen soon. There's somebody else who talked about their death and they died like within 2 weeks of talking about their own death. Could happen to me, you know? I don't want it to. I'm finally starting to like myself as a person. So the world might not grieve my death, but I think I'm going to grieve it because I'm going to know. Like when my soul is not in my body, when my spirit is not in my body, I'm going to know. And I'm going to grieve that. I'm going to grieve that. It's like all of this is happening at a time where I'm finally starting to like who I am as a person. It's not fair, but that's just how it is. That's just how things are, and all you can do is accept it, get on with life, move forward. That's all you can do. All you can do is just move forward. And that's what I intend to do. That's why I've been focusing on my readings and focusing on, if they want to be responsible for my murder, they can be responsible for my murder. It's fine. Good for them. But I'm going to get on with my life while I still have it, you know? So I'm going to go. Or at least I think I am. Is there anything else that I need to add? I think I'm good. I think I'm good for now. So yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to try and catch up on some naps. I'm probably not gonna catch up on any naps until later. Probably gonna eat something because I haven't eaten in a while. But anyway, peace and blessings, and please check out my readings on Empress Justice Tarot. All right, there's some good shit on there. I'm gonna be uploading. So take care. Hang on, is this thing on? Yes, it is. Okay, love you guys. Take care. Bye bye, my darlings.